A moment of triumph turned tragic in an instant. On a foggy Sunday morning in January 2020, NBA legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi boarded a helicopter, unaware of the fate awaiting them. What led to this catastrophic crash? How did a routine flight transform into a heart-wrenching tragedy? This video delves into the harrowing details behind the fatal accident that shocked the world and explores the critical decisions and circumstances leading to that fateful moment. Stay with us to uncover the tragic story behind Kobe Bryant's final flight. On a chilly Sunday morning in 2020, veteran pilot Bryant stood at John Wayne International Airport's terminal in Orange County, California. Checking his flight planning app, he saw a dense cloud cover with patchy haze, signaling unsuitable flying conditions for much of the area. Despite the unfavorable weather, Bryant was tasked with flying NBA star Kobe Bryant and 7 others to Camarillo, 80 miles northwest. This flight was more than just a job for Bryant. It was a significant opportunity. Island Express Helicopters, his employer, operated a small fleet primarily for tourist transport. However, chartering flights for high-profile clients like Kobe Bryant was far more profitable. Kobe's frequent use of their services was highly valued, making his safety and timely arrival Bryant's top priority. On January 26, 2020, Kobe Bryant boarded the Sikorsky S-76B, a highly regarded twin-engine aircraft. Island Express, responsible for the flight, was only certified for visual flight rules, meaning the pilot needed to maintain ground visibility. Brick Webb, OC Helicopter's owner, was at the terminal to assist with boarding. When pilot Bryant reviewed the weather map with Webb, it indicated poor flying conditions with a red alert. Instead of the direct coastal route to Camarillo, Bryant suggested a longer, safer inland path east of downtown LA. Despite the need to assess flight risk with a 69-item checklist, which required consultation for scores above 45, Bryant bypassed this step due to time constraints. Confident in his plan, Bryant submitted the flight details, and Kobe Bryant and his group prepared for departure. Kobe Bryant arrived slightly late with travelers from the Mamba Sports Academy. Having recently retired, Bryant was focused on his 13-year-old daughter Gianna's athletic growth. He formed Team Mamba, coaching a group of girls from Orange County. Among them were Peyton Chester and her mother Sarah, Alyssa Altabelli and her parents Kerry and John, and Bryant's assistant coach Christina Mauser. They were heading to Thousand Oaks for a basketball tournament. Bryant's assistant had rescheduled the departure from 9:45 am to 9 am for an earlier start. The group, dressed in matching black tracksuits with the Nike logo and Mamba Sports Academy emblem, was ready for takeoff. Despite running late, Bryant's arrival saw pilot Bryant returning to the cockpit, while Brick Webb escorted the passengers to the Sikorsky S-76B. At 9:06 am, the helicopter lifted off, its turbines roaring and rotors thumping as it ascended. Helicopters symbolize freedom for many enthusiasts, offering the unique ability to take off and land nearly anywhere despite their noise and expense. Kobe Bryant preferred the forward-facing window seat on the left. On clear days, pilot Bryant could see all the way to the mountains. However, on this particular day, his view was limited to a hazy horizon. The city below appeared as a patchwork of white and gray, dotted with green parks and golf courses. As Bryant navigated north, familiar landmarks emerged through the fog. Los Alamitos Airfield, the Coir Creek Channel, and the 605 freeway interchanges. Even East LA's Union Pacific Rail Yard was visible. Bryant's extensive geographic knowledge came from his early years in Lebanon and his move to the US as a teenager. He worked as a parking attendant to fund his flying lessons, earning his helicopter license in 2001. By 2011, he was flying for Island Express, serving clients like Kylie Jenner and Kawhi Leonard. Flying in Los Angeles is a complex challenge. Navigating the busy airspace, filled with commercial jets, private planes, and even jetpacks, requires a deep understanding of its rules. The greatest danger is flying into instrument meteorological conditions, MC, which means unexpectedly encountering severe weather. This has led to many fatal accidents, like the one involving John F. Kennedy Jr. for helicopter pilots. AMC is particularly hazardous. To mitigate this risk, the Federal Aviation Administration (FAA) implemented strict regulations and mandated courses for pilots, including Bryant, to avoid MC situations. As the Sikorsky helicopter soared away from downtown Los Angeles, the passengers marveled at the iconic sights below. They passed over Dodger Stadium and the Los Angeles River as they flew northward. Ahead, the Santa Monica Mountains stretched from Malibu to Beverly Hills, their peaks shrouded in clouds. Ara Zobayan, the pilot, knew of a 4-mile gap near the Lazoo that provided a path through the mountains. This route led to the San Fernando Valley and onward to Camarillo. Passing the Silver Lake Reservoir, they entered uncontrolled airspace. However, nearing Burbank Airport, strict air traffic control required clearance to proceed. At 9:20 am, the pilot radioed for clearance from the tower, but low visibility and an approaching SkyWest jet led to a denial. Determined, he requested special visual flight rules, permission to navigate through the airspace despite poor conditions. This special permission could only be granted if the airspace was clear of other aircraft. As a result, the pilot circled the helicopter just 400 feet above Glendale Homes, waiting for clearance. At 9:32 am, after 11 minutes of circling, Zobayan received clearance to enter Burbank airspace. Eager to reach Camarillo, he was forced to detour around the San Fernando Valley due to departing traffic. The delay didn't concern him, but the thick clouds from Orange County did. Approaching Calabasas Pass, he was unsure if the clouds would stay at their current height. He hoped to clear the pass and continue safely. At 9:40 am, Zobayan exited Van Nuys airspace and moved into the southwest corner of the San Fernando Valley, entering uncontrolled airspace. He contacted SoCal Approach, seeking flight tracking for real-time weather and traffic updates. Zobayan reported transitioning under visual flight rules at 1,500 feet to Camarillo. SoCal Approach acknowledged and inquired if he intended to maintain low altitude for the entire flight. Zobayan confirmed, planning to stay low to navigate the challenging conditions. SoCal Approach cautioned Zobayan that radar and radio contact might be lost soon, but he stayed tuned, hoping for a clear response. Flying along the Ventura Freeway, he passed landmarks like the Commons at Calabasas Shopping Center and Calabasas Park Estates. As the terrain rose, he matched his altitude, prepared to use his AMC training if needed. If caught in clouds, he would climb rapidly, relying on autopilot to maintain direction and ascent. Zobayan flew over the pass at 150 miles per hour. At 9:44 am, hikers on the ground noticed the helicopter disappear into the low clouds. One hiker, waiting at the Juan Bautista de Anza East trailhead, saw the helicopter vanish into the mist. In the cockpit, Zobayan inadvertently entered instrumental weather conditions. Facing the challenge of regaining visual reference, he began to climb, searching for an opening in the clouds. He radioed his position, hoping for clearer air ahead. Adrenaline surged through Zobayan as he pushed the helicopter into the clouds, unexpectedly facing challenging conditions. Without engaging autopilot, he risked disorientation by flying manually. Noticing the aircraft tilting left, he quickly corrected and requested monitoring from SoCal Approach's new controller. As he climbed to 1,000 feet, brief clear patches in the clouds indicated he was nearing the summit. Zobayan aimed to reach 4,000 feet, reporting his intentions over the radio. The aircraft continued its ascent, navigating through the thick cloud layer. Zobayan found himself in an uncertain situation, relying on his skills and instincts to navigate to safety. After reaching 4,000 feet, the control tower attempted to communicate, but there was no response. At 9:45 am, in the hills of Calabasas, two mountain bikers paused on a trail above the Lost Virgins Municipal Water District facility when a loud thumping sound drew their attention. A blue and white helicopter suddenly emerged from the clouds, then crashed into the hillside within seconds. The impact caused the tail and rotors to detach, and the fuselage tumbled and erupted in flames. Bryant's helicopter had crashed. The bikers rushed down the hill towards the burning wreckage. At 9:48 am, OC Helicopters was unaware of the unfolding tragedy. Patty Taylor, the operations manager, sent a group text about the landing status. The limo driver at Camarillo replied, "Not yet." Growing anxious, Taylor contacted Vice President Bagg at Island Express to check the flight tracking. Bagg noticed the helicopter had lost tracking at 9:45 am. He instructed Angel Perez, the ground operations manager, to activate the emergency response protocol. Rick Webb sent a text to Zobayan and the limo driver asking, "Ara, you okay?" Another company helicopter was dispatched to Zobayan's last known location. Within 10 minutes, firefighters reached the crash site and found no survivors. At 12:05 p.m., devastating news emerged. NBA superstar Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi had perished in a tragic helicopter crash. Social media buzzed with speculation and misinformation until a small media outlet confirmed the heartbreaking truth. The crash, which also took the lives of 7 others, faced intense scrutiny. For Kobe's widow, Vanessa, the tragedy was especially painful because it was deemed preventable. The final investigation led her, along with the other victims' families, to file a wrongful death lawsuit against the helicopter company, Island Express. Following the accident, a thorough investigation revealed that the helicopter crash, which killed Kobe Bryant and 8 others, was likely caused by the pilot's decision to fly into clouds, violating federal regulations. This action impaired his visibility and led to a loss of control. The tragedy could have been avoided had the pilot chosen not to take off in poor weather or engage the autopilot instead of manually maneuvering the helicopter. If you found this video insightful, please like, comment, and subscribe. We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the circumstances surrounding this tragic event? Share your opinions and let us know what other topics you'd like us to explore. Thanks for watching.